The Vigilance Wing is an exotic pulse rifle that can be obtained in-game from exotic engrams. Its exotic perks include Harsh Truth. This weapon fires a 5-round burst. When a nearby ally is killed, gain health regeneration and increased movement speed. And Last Stand, improved weapon performance when its wielder is the last living member of a fire team. Let me just come out and say it, this weapon is an absolute beast. The weapon boasts a 50-round magazine, so you won't be reloading as often, but this mostly applies to PvP than PvE. Although the weapon fires a 5-round burst, the recoil is extremely easy to control. As you can see here, the weapon's recoil pattern is mostly vertical, with the shots being more tightly grouped than some pulse rifles like Suro's pulse rifles. When using this weapon, I recommend starting from the opponent's neck so as to make the recoil work to your advantage and ensure all your shots land, because it's extremely important that you land your headshots with this weapon. In PvP, this weapon is mostly effective at medium to longer ranges, although it can be used in close quarters. You probably just have to hip fire or something, because the handling is kind of weird in close quarters. Despite the fact that it fires 530 rounds per minute, that rate of fire is kind of similar. The rounds per minute is similar to, not rate of fire, the rounds per minute is similar to that of the Lincoln Green, but that's only because it fires 5 rounds with each burst, while the Lincoln Green fires 3 rounds with each burst. So if you factor that in, it actually fires, the rate of fire is actually slower than that of the Lincoln Green. The Lincoln Green can be obtained from any legendary engram, and it's a pulse rifle that's very good for close quarters. It's legendary, it's a legendary drop. Pretty good pulse rifle, I highly recommend it. So therefore, the rate of fire of the Vigilance Wing is actually similar to that of something like the Last Expedition, which fires 360 rounds per minute. Therefore, if you want to use this weapon, I suggest you have something for close quarters. A close quarters weapon such as a submachine gun, a sidearm, submachine gun such as the Mida Minotaur, or sidearm such as any Omolan sidearm, or the Suro's Deadman Walking if you can control the recoil. Or you can use an auto rifle as well. That's pretty good. It's something in the category of 600 rounds per minute. That's very good as well. You can also use the the ones that fire at 450 rounds per minute, like the Hero's Gift or Origin Story. Actually, you can't pair this with Origin Story. That's a kinetic weapon. Sorry, Hero's Gift. Although the weapon fires 5 rounds with each burst, you still need 3 bursts to take down your opponent, granted you are landing your headshots. Okay, so moving on to how the exotic perks fare in PvP. The Harsh Truth perk is absolutely amazing. The ability of the weapon to grant you health regeneration is really powerful, although it requires a teammate dying. Yeah, that kind of sucks. I wish it was something like once you get a precision kill, you begin health regeneration, although that would be extremely broken. No one would use any other weapon. So yeah, I can see why they would not do that, because that would be really broken. But yeah, it's still a pretty good perk. Most of the time you don't even have to be near your teammate for the perk to activate. They just have to basically be on your team, and if they die, you gain health regeneration. This is extremely good especially when you're queuing solo in quick play playlists, because most of the time you just get people who aren't working together well with you, and because you can't communicate with them, and you see a lot of people dying and whatnot. So health regeneration definitely comes into play, especially with the way recovery time is in Destiny 2. Unless you're a warlock, which you can mostly max out your recovery, but if you're playing on something like a hunter or a titan, your health recovery is gonna be kind of bad. So especially on hunters, their health recovery is really bad. So this weapon is extremely useful for health regeneration. It's an extremely powerful perk. I know it seems like I'm overselling it, but it's an extremely powerful perk. In competitive playlists where everyone is a bit less reckless with their lives, this perk doesn't really come into play, but nonetheless still useful if you find your teammates dying or whatnot, and you're in a tight spot, you're trying to like take down probably like 2 people, your teammate dies, you start regenerating health, you get that like extra a bit more time to take down the next person if you can, Concerning the other perk, Last Stand, this perk will only come into play in competitive game modes where elimination of your teammates happens. The perk increases your weapon's handling stats, and frankly I haven't really noticed its effect that much, but I'm sure it works. Alright, in PvE, just don't use this gun. There are way better options to use in PvE. A scout rifle or hand cannon, any scout rifle or hand cannon is gonna perform better than this weapon in PvE. It takes way too many bullets to take down enemies in PvE. You're constantly reloading and you're probably gonna run out of ammo really fast. So my recommendation, do not use this weapon in PvE. It's simply not worth it. It's clearly designed for PvP. Even from the if you read the lore for the weapon, from the lore tab, it's clearly designed for PvP. It's not worth it in PvE. Just don't. Any other pulse rifle will outdo this in PvP, even in PvE. Sorry. So, therefore, if you do want this weapon, go farm for those exotic engrams, and I hope you get lucky, because this is an absolutely fun gun to use in PvP. It's just a really good gun. Alright, that about does it for this weapon. I'll see you guys in the next one. Farewell. Bye.